This video brought to you by Corbis Consulting, shortening the gap between job site risks and solutions in construction. And by Gail of the Tesla Owners Club at Austin, inviting you to join a Tesla Owners Club near you. If you are enjoying the daily videos and you want to support the channel, hit that thumbs up like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the video. All right, everybody, Jeff Roberts here at Giga Texas, and it's time for another Sunday Fun Day, Fly and Talk. It's been a while since we've done this, so let's just see what happens. All right, picking up the controller, and let's go check out Giga Texas. A lot is going on here, and I figured we can start. I'm going to start at the north side so that we. So let's just see here. Okay, we're at about, let's go to 200 feet so we can clear all the lines. And we're gonna start up here. I don't think I've ever done this before where I just fly continuously over most of the developing property so that everybody has context of where things are with relation to the other parts of the site. So let's just kind of go for it here, and as long as the battery holds out, we should be able to cover a good portion of it in this battery. It's not too windy today. I am flying the Autel Evo 2 8K drone, and the reason why is because it gives us the ability to zoom in 2x into anything we're trying to look at and maintain the 4K resolution, so that's kind of a nice thing. And sometimes you can get away with doing 4x because when you double up 4K, it's still pretty good resolution, and if most people watch the video on their phones, then it'll be our little secret. But sometimes if I really want to zoom in, I will do 200% of actual 100%. So with 8K, that translates to 400%. Because we're rendering in a 4K timeline, of course. Okay, so this is the cement batch plant here, the temporary batch plants. There's two of them. And of course, nothing going on right now. A lot of the footings are already taken care of. But I just want to kind of get up here to a place where I can turn around and then show you. See those two flat leveled areas right there at the top of the screen? That's part of the new property that was purchased now a while ago, but that was purchased after the initial purchase. And so we were thinking Neuralink headquarters, Tesla headquarters, SpaceX, but there's other areas where some of those things might be going now. All right, so we're going to turn around here, and there's Giga Texas. Here is the batch plant for reference. And so just south of the batch plant, the old bag plant that, this is basically an old shutdown Martin Marietta plant where they are now using it just for storage and overflow when items come in to the site. And they aim to the ground a little bit more. Got a lot of sky in the shot. Don't need all that sky. We already know what the sky looks like. It's blue for the most part. So yeah, this old plant, they actually took the smokestack off of this plant and used it as a pipe to go under a roadway, I guess for conduit, sort of for electrical lines, I believe is what they originally were going to do over there. That's just a guess, as is most of what I conclude about the site. But it's fun to speculate, and that's part of the fun. So this is kind of the storage area now. So there's a lot of stuff here that's interesting, and if you see something that's got an interesting shape, it's worth looking at, and we may try to guess, oh, where's that going to go? What is it? Where might that go? Here's a familiar shot at the end of our regular route. I usually come around this a little more deftly. This is the switch yard, and I think it's still the temporary switch yard. The site plan keeps changing, so we've got the switch yard here, which is basically ready to turn on, I think, because this last week they were wiring in to the grid, which is, you know, these main high tension wires going along the center, kind of north to south at an east angle. But that's like right from Austin Energy, and so they're tapped right into the main line there and ready to fire up this Frankenstein equipment in the switch yard. So that means we're going to start juicing up the plant, and it's going to get even brighter and crazier. So as we come to the south, we're looking almost directly south now. We got the new parking lot on the left, which is 1,000 cars potentially, based on information from one of the crew members at the site. On the right side are more construction offices and supplies. And we're not getting over to the building quite yet. I'm going to save that for last if we have battery. We're looking good so far on battery, I believe, if I'm reading the right thing. 98%. Is that possible? Wow, that's not bad. So as we continue down the parking lot, we are going to see on the right side robot land, as I like to call it. And I'm going to speed up the drone a little bit here, so I'm going to stop talking so I can do that. So here's robot land, and this is where they take the robots off the trucks, bringing them in, and they put them in holding crates and containers, waiting to basically move them right across the way to the east side of the factory. And this is about midway down. There's the front far north, and that's the casting area to the right there. And then this is the stamping area on the left. So this is about midway down, and so this is roughly where all the robots, I guess, are mainly going to be concentrated in general assembly, perhaps. And so that's why they staged the robot land here. And then when you go over these, audio's still good. Perfect. Okay, now we know for the next call we don't have to double check. So this is where they're rolling their pipes here for the sewage system. And they've got a rolling machine. No jokes. We're all mature adults here. But it's pretty cool because they're making their own pipes. Think about bringing something this huge onto the site by truck. It'd be ridiculous. So why not just manufacture them right here at the site, since there's plenty of room. And you can see the rolling machine is to the left. And whoops, where did I go? Oh man, that's what happens when the connection from the controller and the aircraft kind of have to catch up to themselves. All right, that's weird. Okay. Well, anyway, there's the rolling machine. And there's all the excess. It looks like they've taken a lot of the pipe that was stacked up here, and it's in use. It's being lined into the perimeter areas of the main footprint of the building. So it looks like they're really hauling butt on that stuff. So there's not a whole lot of inventory left here, but you know, last week they were piled, I think, 3 high, and there were many piles around that whole area. So it's pretty cool. They're cranking them out, and then they're taking them out and putting them in. So no time wasted with any element on this project here. So now we're swinging around. We're facing northwest, and now we're going to be facing a little more north here. So now we're facing north again. There's that 1,000 car parking lot, or 1,000 space parking lot, I should say, because they're not all cars. Mostly trucks, pickup trucks. And here is the here's a set of offices here in this little niche, and this was the old main office area for Ranger. Now it is not. And then here is another office area back here. These offices that were here got moved north to that area just at the top of the screen, and then more storage here. And let me go up in altitude to maintain connection a little bit better here. Anyway, miscellaneous storage stuff, and I thought those were buses down to the right. They may be. We'll zoom in on those because they look smaller than the containers there. So I think those are the buses that they use to transport the workers from the main parking lot to their respective areas of the site to work on. The site is so big that literally you need a transportation system just to make it efficient to get around the site. Like a convention center, you know how they have little trains and stuff? It's the same thing here, except it won't be trains. All right, so here's another office area. This is in the opening space here at the far east side. If you go a little bit further east from here, you're gonna hit the Colorado River because it winds a little bit north, and that is a body of water. That's not the river itself. That's just a little, sorry, it's been a while since school, so is it a lake? Is it a pond? Is it a strait? Is it a lagoon? Is it a, I don't know. Somebody can tell me. And now we're looking west, kind of northish west. Don't want to mess you up too bad. I'm trying to give you a relative placement of everything. And this is the cathode area that we're coming up on here. This is where they're going to create the cathodes for the batteries. And then cell production is going to be in that northwest quadrant of the main building there. But they've been working on this for a little over a week now, getting it leveled and excavating and getting rid of some water and mounds and mining remnants from the old days. And they're going to be putting up, assumingly, a structure here to do the cathodes. And that is the last I've heard about this area. At the top left of your screen, there's Martin Marietta. That's their main plant. That's going to be moved across the street on the other side of the 130 at a certain point. And we're back at the parking lot here. Now we're going to turn more to the west direction, and we are going to travel toward Giga Texas here. Now this area to the north of the factory, this is storage, and this is more current storage, meaning items that are going to be used sooner are going to go here, whereas the storage further to the north by the switch yard up there, that's for stuff that they're not needing right away, and this area is for stuff that they pretty much are going to be using forthwith. Oh, and there, right there, that's what I thought was the 8K Gigapress, but it's actually parts of the furnace, maybe a Gigapress part for a regular Gigapress, but I think it's mainly the furnace apparatus for the Gigapress, and I believe Gigapress number 2, just the regular 6,000 ton, is on its way here from the airport. We got word that a plane flew in, a cargo plane, AN-124, flew in to Austin Bergstrom yesterday, I believe, from Italy, where the Hydra presses are being manufactured, and they take them back apart after they put them together there in Italy. They send them here in parts, and then they reassemble it here on the site. This is the casting area here. Look at all of that insulation they've gotten on the wall, that green stuff, and on the roof, the white stuff. The insulation is going very quickly. They've got geopiering here, which means we're ready to pour footings as soon as all the geopiering is completed. You're going to see more cement happening and footings being poured, then those are going to cure, and then we're going to see some steel being delivered to this side, and we're going to see the rest of this thing thrown together. Down there are the LNG tanks, liquid natural gas. Those are being used currently temporarily to fire up the furnace in testing. In this little secret area here is the Gigapress number 1 at Giga Texas. We'll take a quick peek in there. Don't want to get too invasive because we'll run out of battery if we take a peek everywhere on this flight. And yeah, can't see much with the sun blaring. But anyway, you can see little Gigapress, the nice Gigapress right there. Very cool. All right, so this is obviously the casting area of the site. And we're gonna get over the high tension wires over here. And we'll take a look down the line here. I believe the next area south of the casting area is going to be general assembly. That's where parts of the car are brought together into more of a car. In the middle there, the middle section is the paint shop. That was with the green insulation on the wall and the white on the roof. That's the paint shop area. And I believe the paint shop extends all the way back to where that vault is, or maybe a little further south. You can see the cement peeking up from the roof line. That's the vault, that cemented in interior area of the paint shop, where I believe they're going to store their Bitcoin. I mean, they're highly toxic or flammable materials for dealing with paint, and so you want to keep everything safe here at Giga Texas. So we are continuing south. And remember, this building faces true north, so we are tracking true south, if that's a thing. And I'm obviously not reading my correct battery telemetry here because it still says 94%. So I'm using a different screen mode in order to do the talk and fly today, because I needed what I normally use for my screen to be my audio recorder. So therefore, I'm a little handicapped with knowing what my battery life is. I guess it's using time, it's not using percentage. It says I have 11 minutes left, and that's real time. So that's not bad. We'll get around this whole factory. And then we'll have to get another battery probably to go to the west side where the SpaceX Starlink area is going to be, supposedly, possibly, maybe. So, obviously you recognize this building. This is the stamping building. It was the first to get its roof insulation. It's a huge area. A bunch of stamping presses are in here. We saw parts of them coming. There's the crown that goes on top, and then there's the base. I may be getting the names wrong of the components of the stamping presses, but essentially, we saw a bunch of those big things coming in. They had to be brought in on special truck beds because they're so fat and big. And they were brought inside, and whenever I would peek inside the stamping building, I could never see any of the stinking presses. So what have they done with them? That's how big this building is. They bring these huge things the size of a house in, multiple houses into this area, and then you can't even find them when you peek in there. And of course, most of the walls are up now, so if you want to peek in, you have to go to the doors, which is not really what we're trying to do, because you have to get almost ground level, and it's annoying, and we don't ever want to disrupt the crews, ever. That is not our job here. It's just to simply document and present and share, and not to in any way slow down the crews of Giga Texas. This is the direct south end of the property. This is going to be more general assembly here in front of us, this southwest area, and we'll go down a little bit closer here. And the west side steel structure, they're continuing to build southward, so that you can see all the steel lined up. All these footings have been done. They've been poured a while ago, so we're good to just blast on back here all the way to the end. And so all that steel is just ready to go vertical, and they're working at an amazing pace doing so. And we're going to wrap around the west side of the building. We're traveling north. It's a beautiful day out here at Giga Texas. Just gorgeous. Not too hot. Nice mellow breeze. Perfect to just keep you from overheating. while you're hard at work pushing 2 little sticks with your thumbs. I imagine it's a hot work day for actual work, but it's quite pleasant for moving your thumbs ever so slightly. All right, so this is, I believe, more general assembly part of the building, and you know, it's already met up in this middle section with the east side, so it goes all the way across the full width of the building. It's the only section currently that's full width, and it looks like they've got covering on it. Could be a roof. And then here is the battery cell area, and look how fast, oh my gosh, just since the video yesterday, and it's Sunday, keep in mind it's Sunday and yesterday was Saturday. Look at this, these guys are absolutely cranking, these crews are cranking out, and look at all that steel ready to go vertical. This is really awesome. And you can see in the background at the top of the screen is the, you can see the parking lot area, the 1,000 car space vehicle area. You can see the storage area towards us, and then on the other side of that parking lot is the cathode area, and so that's where the cathodes will come from. They will come to this location at the northwest corner of the building for battery cell assembly. So I don't know if they're going to do a boring tunnel. I have no idea, just speculating, but they should do something to express that over here, because it's quite a distance. All right, so here's the front of the Gigafactory. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, it's just picturesque. It's scenic. It's, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm jaded. Maybe we're all jaded, but this is a beautiful structure, a beautiful site. I don't know, man. There's just something about it. And it changes every single day for the better. And there's my battery alarm. Perfect time. Perfect time to come back. And there, I didn't do that. That's the drone. I still haven't figured out how to turn off the interrupt my flight with your paranoid delusions of running out of battery mode thingy, but you can do that on the DJI. I haven't figured it out on the Autel. I can of course take over and, oh wait, can I? Oh no, it's flying for me. And I have limited functionality because I'm on the direct screen. I'm not using the screen that allows me to go into the menus, so I hope it doesn't land on my car. I mean, even if it does, I hope it doesn't mess up the drone. I don't care about the car until I get my Tesla. All right, well, we're gonna change batteries and we'll be right back, and we'll look at the west side of the SH130 and talk about what's going on over there. And that's to the right of your screen, by the way, near the top. That's that section that we're gonna look at next, where possibly SpaceX, possibly Starlink will be coming. All right, so I had to speed up the footage. I just can't handle real-time footage, apparently. It's my Achilles heel. So, all right, that is the, what are we looking at here? So that's Martin Marietta at the top there, and they're gonna be moving over here. This is the area that I was talking about earlier that they're gonna be moving to. It was primarily a training area for the cement mixer guys from Martin Marietta. Then it became a storage place, which it's now functioning as. We are taking a trip southward. You can see the 130 freeway. We're traveling in the south direction. 130 is on the left side. And we are going toward the SpaceX area, we think. And we believe it might be Starlink. So this is the area, and I'm going to speed it up a little bit more. Okay, that's better. So Ranger, the excavation company that did the Giga Texas on the other side of the freeway, they cranked it out. They turned the surface of the moon into usable, workable foundation dirt and built a factory on top of it. Well, Ranger didn't, but they got the dirt ready. So there's a rumor that they're taking over that excavation in the SpaceX area, so that should go very quickly. There's the Colorado River. and it is quite scenic. I can't wait for the ecological paradise. We'll throw a couple bounce houses in there from Austin Bounce House Rentals. Wink, wink, Elon. No charge. And it's just kind of a beautiful area here with the river, and you got the Giga Texas in the background, which is beautiful because it represents change in a positive way for the entire world. And moving to a clean mode of transportation that is fun to drive and affordable is the game plan, and it is happening, and here it is, and here's how it happens right there. See? I want to thank my Patreons. Without you guys and gals, I would not be able to do this every day. So thank you so much for giving me this privilege and honor of providing this footage on a nearly daily basis to the world, showing Giga Texas and all the positivity that represents to the world. Thank you guys. Every one of you are critical in the mission, and I thank you for being on board. And of course, for all the YouTube viewers, thank you guys making comments. I love the comments. And of course, watch all the commercials. Watch the commercials all the way through to help me the most, and that'll keep this thing on the rails. All right, well, thanks. We'll see you tomorrow with a normal video, and this is why I don't do Talk and Fly. Have a great day.